Hey everybody, Dave Bazanko here, and welcome to day 15 of our 30-day self-motivation challenge. Today we're going to be talking about how to master your expectations. Now they say that anything is possible, but is it really? It's okay to set lofty goals. That's the challenge. That's what inspires you to do great things. But you also need to learn how to manage your expectations. Coming up, I'm going to be talking about what the Ironman taught me about managing my expectations in a sport whose motto is anything is possible. When I went to do my second Ironman, my goal was to reach the World Championships. To punch my ticket as an age group athlete, that meant I had to come in the top 3 of my age group to get an opportunity to go to Hawaii and compete at the World Championships. All I needed was a time of 10 and a half hours. Here's what happened. So the first thing I had to do was manage my expectations. I looked at the previous year's times, and it seemed to me that if I had posted a time of 10 and a half hours as an age group athlete, I stood a good chance of punching my ticket to go to the World Championships. So I didn't say I can't get a time of 10 and a half hours because my first Ironman in Louisville was 14 hours or just under. I said, how can I train to post a time of 10 and a half hours? And then I set my expectations to how do I train effectively to reach that time goal. And that's when I realized that small wins add up to big goals. So if you think about it, that process of how can I get from 14 hours to 10 and a half hours, I didn't have more time in the day to train, but I could train smarter. So rather than training to get faster in the water, which was a very short portion of the race and probably my weakest discipline, I spent more time training on strength training for my legs so that I could be faster on the bike and faster on the run, which I spent much more time in those two disciplines during the race. So in changing my training and changing my mindset from I'm just trying to survive to now I'm trying to post a faster time and be more effective and be more efficient and be better prepared, that process of focusing on the daily wins was what was going to set my goal up for the big win at the end. That's how I managed my expectations with a process that I believed would work because I believed I could do it and I was seeing the progress of improvements each and every day. But in life, you have to expect the unexpected. Even the best laid plans can go astray. And in my case, in Cozumel in 2013, there were a group of age group athletes who also went to Cozumel to punch their ticket to go to the World Championships. And the thing about being an age group athlete is that I don't know who my competitors are around the globe, and I don't know who's going to be showing up for that race on race day. But if I'm a professional, then I do have a good sense of who my competitors are and what time I'm going to need. Now, most professional Ironman triathletes post the time in and around 8 hours to do the race. Now, in years previous, as I had mentioned, 10 and a half hours as an age group or as somebody who was in their 49 to 50 age group category, which I was, if I had posted a time of 10 and a half hours, that should have got my ticket to the World Championships in Hawaii. But unfortunately, I didn't know who else was going to show up for that race. And in that particular race, in that particular year, there were a number of age group athletes who showed up to do that race, to do the same thing, punch their ticket to Hawaii, and they were posting at times that were faster than some of the professionals out there. So even though I had, if you've been following my series, even though I had a problem on the run, I had that sodium depletion, that slowed my run time down, and my goal time, my expectation was 10 and a half hours, but my actual time ended up being 11 hours and 27 minutes because of that sodium depletion, because of that slowdown on the run. Because that happened, and I finished at 10:27, I was more proud of that race that I finished with a personal best time, even though I didn't get that 10 and a half hours, even though I didn't punch my ticket to go to the World Championships in Hawaii. But the reality is, even if I had posted a time of 10 hours, I wasn't going to Hawaii that day, because there were, like I said, a number of athletes who showed up in my age group who were posting times between 8 and 9 hours. So these guys must have been like former Olympic athletes. I don't know. I don't know where a 49 to 50-year-old gets the time in the day to train like an elite athlete in their 30s. I really just don't understand it. They must be retired. They must be training full time. That is the only way to post that kind of a time in an Ironman. And so I had to learn how to manage my expectations, because if I had walked away from that race disappointed because I wasn't going to Hawaii, that would have been a wasted experience in life. I just took that experience and just sort of flipped it on its head and said, my expectation was if I post a time, I'm going to go to the World Championships. How exciting is that going to be? But then I flipped it and I said, but this is what I learned in that race. I posted a personal best time on all 3 disciplines because of the training that I did. I was better prepared in the race, and when a problem arose, I didn't DNF. I didn't disqualify myself because I wasn't prepared. I was prepared. And that allowed me to keep moving forward. That allowed me to pivot and keep moving forward and realize my goal of having a personal best time at that race. So I'm more proud of that moment. And for those of you who've ever seen it, my daughter was actually in the grandstands. I didn't know this. I had given her a GoPro attached to a sawed-off hockey stick, a red hockey stick. And I said, just try to get whatever pictures you can of the race. That would be awesome. She actually got a picture of me. I high-fived my daughter going through the grandstand. And then my official finisher photo, if you look right directly above me, this is my priceless picture of all time. There's my daughter holding the GoPro, cheering me on. And it is probably one of my favorite memories of that race, because it just reminds me that I could have, been very, very negative about that outcome because I didn't get the time that I was looking for. But because I managed my expectations, because I do understand that anything is possible, anything can happen, anything is possible doesn't just mean that you're going to hit your target goal. Anything is possible, that means that anything could happen. And you have to have the mindset that you need to pivot when things happen. You need to be prepared and pivot when bad stuff happens so that you can keep moving forward. And if you're following along, and I hope you are, we are currently on day 15. We're halfway through our 30-day challenge of learning how to become self-motivated. And in tomorrow's video, we're going to be talking about moving from a selfish mindset, because you have to be selfish at times to reach your goals. We're going to be talking about moving from a selfish mindset to a selfless mindset, and how that's going to improve your experience, not only for yourself, but for everybody else around you. And that video is going to be right here. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.